So I'm not going to overly film this process. I cleaned out the inside as much as I could. I got chips off because it needs to be done as well as we can at home. Yeah, there's no point kind of doing a quick breeze coat and knowing it's going to scratch and come off in days. So you do have to do the best you can do with what you've got. So all that was cleaned out. I also even cleaned out the breather hole, which is important on these tanks. It's actually not the breather hole, that one. It's actually the rain overflow. So it needs to be clear. I'm not going to film this. I do 3 or 4 very light coats. I look like an idiot. It barely touches. I'm from a distance. And that's the tack coats. I wait 10 to 15 minutes in between, depending on the day. It's actually cold today, so that probably isn't long enough. But I'll eventually be building up a nice single underlayer. That's 100% coverage. And then when that genuinely has sat for maybe an hour today, because it's cold, I will look into 2K clears. And that will be done in the same way. Light coats, 2 or 3 light coats, 10-15 minutes in between, then a couple of wet coats, get it on nice and thick until the can runs out. It's only a little can on this occasion, so the whole can is normal. So matte sits so nice on everything. So if that was fuel proof or going on an area of the bike that it didn't matter, I'd happily leave it matte. Them 2 are down there. These are not good spray practices, guys. On the floor you get dust. Up here you'll get bits of dust, but it will look better. It's cold. I've got a hairdryer down there. I've been warming it up with a hairdryer. That's going to help a touch. That will help a lot, actually. But you can't go too nuts with it. Low heat, gentle breeze. You just want to warm it up, touch it in the air outside. That's all. You just want to give it a helping hand in curing. You don't want to try and cure it with the hairdryer because it just won't be right. Well, maybe it will, but I like it to kind of naturally dry over a good few days. Paint does take a long time to dry, maybe 7 days without any heat. Okay, so from here it is the 2K clear with 10-minute intervals in the same way I've been doing the matte. So I'm going to pop that and and start that, and I'm going to get a rag on that panel back there because that panel can probably go on. It can go on actually because the tank can go on around it, can it? Yeah, it can. So while I'm here, I'm going to give all of this a clean on the inside. Let's get the dust off. I need to check. I forgot to check the air filter. Let's check that in case it's shocking. And yeah, little bits and pieces underneath now, cleaning, clearing, just for kind of peace of mind. These things, I don't know where the control box is. I don't know where the switch is. Part of me just wants to rip them off. So this comes to here, comes up to here, it goes down to there. No, I mean, there would have to be a switch somewhere to switch them on, wouldn't there? Oh look, there's more down here. Oh look, there's a whole harness here. Jesus Christ. What the hell? I'm tempted just to cut them off actually, because again I don't have I don't know what switches are on or off. My guess is there's a hidden switch somewhere here that would do it. The one I had was on a keyring, wasn't it? Forgot. Yeah, no, I'm going to take it off the other bike. Cool, let's carry on. I'm at a good stage. If I can get the paint laid down today, then that's the hard part done, because it can cure overnight to a touchable state. And then tomorrow I can do everything else around the bike, and then last minute put the tank on, and then it can sit in the back and cure for the rest of the week but be assembled. So in 2 days we can see a lot of progress on the bike, which is great. So lots going on. First of all, Gary just messaged me. He's had a crash. He's had another crash. He had a big crash about 3 years ago on his little Keyway, and he's just had another one. Bike looks pretty bad. Sadly, I can't go and collect it right now because I'm super busy. I won't have the time. So I'm going to have to collect it tomorrow morning. Hopefully he's okay. So he said, Charlie, come down and pick me up if you can. And this is the problem, right? After you've had a crash, you might be hurt. Even if you don't feel hurt, you might be hurt. So no, actually, yeah, my instruction to you is to go home. I've told Gary to go home, push the bike into the nearest bay, take the number plate off, rip it off, smash it off, and go home. And in a few hours time he may decide that he is hurt and go and see a doctor. I promise you it happens. People break their arms and go home and then they realise later. Here though, the air filter is a bit dirty but nowhere near bad. I won't replace that. It's nice and original as well. Not original to the bike, but it's an original. It's not a high flow, I think though. No, it's original. First, a light coat is on there. It's been on there 5 minutes and I've been polishing up this rear panel while doing that. It's come out quite nice actually. I'm deciding whether to keep these. I think the old ones are worse, aren't they? Oh no, they're not too bad actually. I'm going to put a layer of that on it after. I'm just doing the bits that I can do now while waiting in between coats. But yeah, I'm going to put some of that on the black and it should help it pop a bit more. So airbox back on, airbox lid back on. I'm okay with that. I've got no issues there. I've given underneath a bit of a clean for, you know, for the future if anyone else goes under there. And we are focusing now on this. I'm going to throw the rear panel back on so that we're kind of set up. I'm going to give this rear light a good clean while I'm here. I believe the indicators and everything work. And tonight I'm going to take the battery and give it a good charge. I'm going to polish the front mudguard. I am going to keep that blue. I'm going to pop that mudguard off, possibly all tomorrow actually, because I'm running out of time. But I do want to finish the layers on there actually. So I think I'm due second layer now, and then top, back, and everything we just discussed. I think the tank goes on easier without the rear fairing. Look how much cleaner it is straight away from that paint over there to that. It just looks like a different bike. It looks cared for. So I'm going to keep it off because I think the tank goes on easier without it. That's why I took it off first. So I'm going to tuck that in the back. Quick wipe, layer of wax now would do that panel really good. So I'm going to do that while we're here. I've not polished that yet. That second coat is on. I think I'm going to keep that matte. I'm in two minds. If I have a little bit left at the end, I'll do a couple of light layers over there just to help them out, to give them a bit of protection. But overall, that's mainly for this. Nice layer of wax on there. Let it dry. It shows you that you can get so much done in between these tack coats. Good 15 minutes. In the summer now, I'd be less wary. See, the problem is, if you go too far with this, it starts running. You get a kind of bulge where it runs down, and you can't really polish that out. So you do have to be quite light and careful. I don't think I'm going to have enough layers on here eventually for it to be polishable. So I'm going to do two things. Not tomorrow, actually. I like them to wait longer before polishing. I'm either going to use straight to 25 grit and then compound or the turtle wax shine, or I'm not going to do it at all. Just layer it up, put some wax on it and leave it. So I'm going to see how it is. If it's really orange peely, which it looks like it will be, this is fine because it's still wet. But if it dries really orange peely, I'll have to do something. But we'll see what that is at the time. So this is full and final coverage. Now I could tell I've gone extra thick around by the fuel cap because that's where all home systems fail first. All home spray jobs fail up there because we haven't coated that area thick enough inside and out. Once you get a pin prick or scratch in there and the fuel actually hits it, it then spreads out and it ruins your paint. So it makes sense to get in there as thick as you can. That's what I've done. I was very, very close to a drip down here, but not one yet. Very, very close to a drip up there. That's actually from the last paint job. That was a chip, not a drip. But I could see that I've got so close to it dripping, so I've stopped. I've done enough layers there now. Front mudguard's on in the nice purple blue. I like it. I'm keeping it. I could have done the same thing with that. I had enough product, but I like it. The other thing we could do, if in the long run it really isn't right, it comes off quick and easy. I could matte black it, simple matte black. So I'm going to look at the bike when it's done next week, or maybe even tomorrow. We can mock it together, and depending on what I think, I might matte black it if I felt that was necessary. But I think a touch of nice original colour could be good. I'm done now. I'm done. I've put a coat on there, so I have to wait at least 15 minutes. But I'm wrapping up. I'm putting things away. I did what I said. I've put a couple of coats over on these just to fuel proof them. I might scuff them a touch tomorrow so that they have a bit more of a matte finish anyway. That's broken in more places than I expected, and I didn't find time to do the fan, but that's fine. Yeah, you know, if the CB200's here enough, I'd like to try and get the bottom end set up with the AirPods on to see if some air restriction would be helpful, because it potentially will. But yeah, I'm not sure. So if it's here in a couple of weeks and I've got the time and the energy, I might restrict the airflow and see if we can get that nice idle with some restriction. But I'm not holding my breath. Ideally it sells, someone takes it over as a project now. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I was looking up the analytics earlier, and it's all looking okay, really. Remember, if I post a 12-minute video and you watch 4 minutes of it and you skip a lot, then it stops. It kind of ruins the algorithm, really. It stops showing you the videos, and it lowers the value of the video. It's all very weird. So I'm trying to do 12 to 15-minute videos, maybe 4 times a week, so that we have time to watch them, really. It actually takes longer to edit that than it would be to do one long one a week, but long one video a week would pay less. It's all very complex. So I really do appreciate you guys watching and subscribing, and thumbs up. If you really don't like it, thumbs down. I mean, interaction's interaction. Thumbs down. I'm not that fussed, if I'm being honest. I can't even see the thumbs. I don't even look at them. But yeah, if you are enjoying it, please subscribe, show it to your friends, share it, and we'll keep trying to save bikes. That's what it's for.